Existence is beautiful if you let it be. Welcome, traveler, to Beyond the Atlas, a podcast exploring the infinite universe of No Man's Sky. I'm your host, Tyler, and this show is about exploration, lore, player stories, and the quiet moments that make this universe feel alive. Whether you're a veteran explorer or just waking up on your first planet, you're welcome here. I want to start this podcast with a simple question. Why does No Man's Sky still matter? No Man's Sky came out years ago. In game years, that's practically another lifetime. Games rise, games peak, and games disappear. Trends move on, players move on, hype burns fast, and then it's gone. And yet, people still come back to No Man's Sky. They return quietly. Not for competition, not for rewards, but for something harder to explain. So today, I want to talk about why No Man's Sky still matters. Not as a product, not as a comeback story, but as an experience. I want you to picture a moment. You've just landed on a planet. The ship powers down. The wind moves through alien grass. The sky isn't a sky you recognize. Different colors, unfamiliar stars. Nothing is telling you where to go. No timer, no urgency, no voice in your ear demanding progress. Just space. That feeling, that quiet permission to exist, is rare. Most games want your attention constantly. No Man's Sky lets you rest inside it. And that's the first reason it still matters. It's impossible to talk about No Man's Sky without mentioning its launch. And yes, it was rough. Expectations were massive. Reality didn't meet them. But what makes No Man's Sky special isn't just that it recovered, it's how it recovered. No flashy rebrand, no sequel to sell you the fix, no paid expansions to lock content behind. Just time. Years of quiet work. Updates released not to win headlines, but to build trust. That matters. In a world where games are often abandoned the moment profits dip, No Man's Sky and its devs chose patience. And patience is rare. No Man's Sky doesn't punish you for playing slowly. You don't fall behind if you stop. You don't miss out if you wander. You don't lose progress because you didn't log in this week. There is no wrong way to play. You can spend hours building a base no one will ever see. Travel aimlessly between stars. Scan rocks just because they're there. Sit on a hill and watch the sky change. And the game says, that's fine. That freedom, true freedom, is rare in modern games. No Man's Sky is quietly philosophical. It doesn't lecture you. It doesn't explain itself fully. It just asks questions. What does meaning look like in an infinite universe? If anything is endless, does anything matter more than anything else? What is the value of discovery if someone else has already been there? The Atlas looms over everything. A presence, a system, a question. And the game never gives you a simple answer. It lets you sit with uncertainty. We live in a time of constant measurement. Likes, ranks, wins, losses, efficiency. Even our hobbies are optimized. No Man's Sky offers something radical by comparison. It offers non-competitive existence. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to be impressive. You just have to be there. And right now, that matters more than ever. My goal is to ask a question for each episode. So here is today's question, because I want to hear your stories. What was the exact moment No Man's Sky truly clicked for you? A planet, a journey, a realization, a quiet moment, whatever it was. Your stories are part of this universe too. I'd like to share my experience before the episode concludes. I vaguely recall my brother introducing me to this game when it was first released in 2016. I had never heard of it or seen any trailers before he showed it to me. He described it as Minecraft in space, but with billions of planets to explore. At that time, I was more into Minecraft than I am now, so I was quite intrigued. However, I had barely played for 20 minutes before I realized how empty and buggy the game felt, and I couldn't quite grasp its objective. I'm certain that many people felt similarly disappointed after the game's infamous and disastrous launch, and it would have been easy for No Man's Sky to quietly disappear, but it didn't. Instead, it did something rare. It changed. Slowly, consistently, without demanding attention. And somewhere along the way, it became something more than just a game. About 4 years after No Man's Sky's launch, I noticed surprisingly positive discussions online about the game. At that time, I was heavily invested in Elite Dangerous. So, I decided to give No Man's Sky another chance and purchased it for my PlayStation. To my surprise, the game had undergone significant visual improvements since my last playthrough 4 years ago, or I would say barely even a playthrough. Upon waking up on a toxic planet, I was immediately presented with objectives. Unlike the typical video game tutorial, the game guided me in surviving on the planet while simultaneously acquiring the necessary resources to repair my starship. Once the starship was repaired, I was allowed to take off and embark on my first journey into space. The seamless transition from planet to space left me in awe. Despite my initial amazement at the game's improvements, the moment I truly connected with it was reaching the center of Euclid Galaxy. I was transported into a brand new galaxy filled with countless systems waiting to be explored and experienced. It's truly breathtaking what the developers have achieved with this game. There's something special about stepping out of your ship on a random planet, hearing the ambient sounds, watching the sky shift colors, and realizing that no one else may ever see this exact moment the way you are right now. No Man's Sky doesn't rush you, it doesn't overwhelm you, it lets you exist. And in a world that feels louder and more demanding every year, that matters. Sometimes you log in with a goal, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just walk. And that's enough. Maybe No Man's Sky still matters because it reminds us of something simple. That exploration doesn't need an end. That meaning doesn't need validation. That being small in a vast universe can be comforting, not frightening. beyond the Atlas, there's always another star, and maybe that's the point. Thanks for listening, traveler. If you enjoyed this episode, consider following the show and sharing it with another explorer. Until next time, keep your fuel stocked, your scanner charged, and your eyes on the stars. This has been Beyond the Atlas.